didn't know, honestly, what to expect. I kind of just left it up to Jesus, and I knew Barabbas was going to do everything that he needed to do, because the first time I met him, he was all about God, and so I just checked the fruit of the people who was running it. So at the end of the day, I just expected God to be moved and be glorified.
What do you feel like is the important role that you personally feel on your heart when you get invited to be a panelist?
I think that God uses me in a different way. Of course, he uses everybody because everybody has their own thing. My main thing is that I allow God to use me in a way, especially through music and marriage. Those are my two strong points. I was a woman that, I was always in a relationship. When I was single, I was always in a relationship. And so when I finally gave my life to God and actually became married, that was something intense for me. And then God allowed me to still use music because I had laid everything down. So I don't know. I think once I surrendered everything to God, I feel like letting him guide and move me has been the best thing in my life right now.
And with the questions that were on the panel, how do you feel within yourself being able to answer those things for people? How do you feel like your role is important within that?
I don't feel like my role is important. I feel like that I just do the work of God. I think that I am just a pillar or an instrument that he uses. I don't think anybody's more important than anybody. So when it comes to me just being used, I just allow God to use me in the space he uses me in. I think everybody has their own place. Like when we're in the body, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's good to be the kneecap. Sometimes it's good to be the pinky toe. Sometimes it's good to be the head. So it just depends on wherever God needs to use me. That's how I'm gonna roll with my importance. So.
With your experience being a DJ, a wife, and many other things, how do you feel like your perspective was able to help some of the questions that were on the panel?
I think that as a woman in this industry, especially because it's such a male-dominated industry, I think it's important that God put me in the place that he put me. I never knew that this is what he's going to call me for, but being a woman in this aspect can let women know that God asked us to be his helper, asked us to be the men's helper, and with that, we can help in so many different ways. We don't have to just be the help, but we can help with the mission, because there's only one mission, and that's to glorify God. At the end of the day, when I was in a world, you don't even realize when you're in a world that God puts you in those places. You don't even know that you're being used even in those spaces. I was DJing, I had songs with Lil Baby, I had broke records for Future, all kinds of different things. And I did all these things in the world, but I didn't have no idea that God was preparing me for what he was gonna use me for the kingdom. So at the end of the day, I'm just so grateful, because when he called me, I answered, and I was just thankful for everything that he just lets me do, because I literally, when I got saved, I laid all this down. I laid all this down. I was like, God, I ain't DJing no more. I ain't producing music. I ain't doing nothing. I'm laying it all at your feet, and I'm just going to serve you, and whatever you want me to do, I'm going to do. He told me to pick it back up, and so I was like, okay, and I'll do it for you. So I'm just grateful that he allowed me to do something that I love. Man, thank God, and shout out to Barabbas. I am Barabbas. We are Barabbas. This event was amazing. I had so much fun, and I hope to do it again.